Oh yeah, are you ready now? It's Bash on the beat. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. So I'm coming at you guys with the update. Yes, I'm doing an update that's not like a month apart from the last video. Yeah, so today's Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. So basically this week it's been going by pretty fast, honestly. Like, I honestly thought today was Thursday, but yeah. So Monday we usually have off. Tuesday, which was yesterday, we had research, and then we had quality and safety. So in research, our professor was talking about like qualitative research, and then she told us that we have a quiz next week, and we're all freaking out because we don't really know what's going on in that class. Like, honestly, I only opened the textbook once, and that was like the first week of classes. Other than that, haven't really touched it. So like, definitely gonna have to do some studying for that. But yeah, that's next week, Tuesday. And then in quality and safety, we were talking about what is it, sentinel events. So those are events that are like that occur that could have been prevented, and like they cause harm and stuff like that. So we just had like an open discussion. Usually for quality and safety, it's just like an open discussion type class. We don't really have any like exams or anything. The most we have are like papers. And speaking of, we have a podcast assignment that's due next week. So I have to do that. Have to watch like 3 podcasts and like write about those. So that's on my weekend task. Yeah, and then the rest of yesterday I spent studying for my maternity quiz. We had quiz 1 today, and it was on 5 chapters, which was like 100 pages long. And so today we had to go in person for class. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't be late because I live like 50 minutes away from campus. So this morning I didn't even eat breakfast. I think I just had like a Chewy bar and some warm water, and I was like, skirt, like, yes, I got there on time, and we had to bring like our laptop because she didn't want to do written tests or like exams or anything. Like, she said it's going to be on the computer. So I'm kind of like, we could have done it at home, but whatever, she wanted us to come in for class. So yeah, I got 100 on the quiz. It was 10 questions. I was like, whew, it was on women's health mostly. So I'm happy about that, starting off strong. Also, yesterday we had a women's health assignment that was due. We could pick any women's health issue. I started during spring break, so I picked endometriosis as my topic and handed that in yesterday. Yeah, and then class for today for maternity, it went by smoothly. We just talked about like conditions that happen in pregnancy, so like gestational diabetes or like preeclampsia, eclampsia, placenta previa, and the other words, I think it's in irrigata or integrata, something like that. All those stuff. And so next week we have our first exam for maternity. I think I said this in my last video, but I know it's a long video and not everyone watches fully through. So basically for maternity, every week we're going to have either a quiz or exam because it's only like a 6 or 7 week course. So essentially every week we have a quiz or exam. So yeah, so basically next week is a lot of exams and stuff due. Exams, quizzes, stuff like that. So a lot of studying, some assignments due. And tomorrow we just have med surge. That's regular, nothing going on with that. We do have a brochure assignment that's due in April, but I think it's due in like 3 weeks, so I'm gonna put it off. My main focus right now for this weekend is gonna be the research quiz, the podcast assignments for quality and safety, and then the maternity exam. Yeah, and then Friday we have clinical, and that should be it. I don't know what's going on with maternity clinical because we were supposed to start maternity clinical on Saturday, But I do know my maternity professor, instead of doing like the 6 8-hour clinical days, she chose to do 4 10-hour clinical days. And so I heard through the grapevine that we're not having clinical this Saturday, that we're actually not having clinical until April 17th, which to me, I'm like, I'd rather just get it over with, get those 4 clinical days over with. And so we're not still in clinicals in May, instead of like pushing it off to like mid-April and then going all the way to like finals week, which is already going to be hectic. So we'll see. But for now, I'm hearing that we don't have clinical for maternity this Saturday, which is good because they'll give extra time to study. And then on Monday, I have my OB simulation. So for maternity, our professor is doing a simulation. Don't know what it is. All I know is she divided us into 3 groups, and I'm in the first group that's going. The other groups are going in April, so I'm happy to just get it over with. I did hear that we're supposed to not wear clothes that we like because it's going to get real. I heard like fake blood splattering and stuff like that, so that should be interesting. Yeah, so that's my update for this week. I don't know if I'll come back and give an update, but if not, maybe I'll just wait till, yeah, I don't know, but just in case, I'll just wrap up this video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace. Happy Saturday. I'm back. If you guys are wondering why I'm a little like, boom. I just finished recording a video for my main channel. For those of you who don't know, I do have a main channel. It's called ItsRubyC. Link will be in the description box below. But yeah, I just did a eyelash review. I don't really try fake eyelashes, but ever since the whole magnetic lashes thing came out, I decided to try it. So yeah, so head on to my channel. I didn't post it yet, but it should be up there soon. But in the meantime, you can subscribe, and then you'll be able to see it as soon as I post it. Shameless plug. All right, guys, so I'm giving you an update of what's been going on since my last video. So I think I did my last video on a Wednesday. So Thursday we had med-surg, and it was basically like same old stuff. It was just like regular class. I'm not gonna lie, I honestly don't even remember what we went over because it was so much like technical difficulties that I don't think I was paying attention. I'm keeping it real, y'all. So yeah, so Friday, which was yesterday, we had our med-surg clinical as usual on the oncology floor. It was actually like a pretty boring day, because I won't say the S word. For those of you who work in hospitals, nursing homes, any type of healthcare, the S word cannot be said, because then everything, all heck, breaks loose. So yeah, so it wasn't really much. And we basically worked on medications. Here's why. So last semester we had pharmacology, and like my pharmacology professor, like she taught us specific drugs and not by class. So like, regular nursing schools, they usually teach pharmacology by class. These are the beta blockers. They end in the OLOL. It makes it easier to remember. But our professor was going more by like, I don't even know. Like one time we went over like medications that females can take that are like pertinent to females or something like that. So it's like, there's a whole bunch of different medications in that case. So it's like, we can't really classify it all into one. If I'm making sense, hopefully that makes sense. But basically, we didn't learn by classification. So usually when we go into clinical for med-surg, like we go into, first we get our patient like information. Then we find our nurse. We listen to shift report. And then go see our patient, do like the vitals, and then we go to pre-conference, and then we talk about like, the patient and what your plan of care for the day is, any medication, stuff like that. So what happened was like a lot of us, when it came to the medications that our patients were getting, we didn't know anything about them. Our instructor would ask like, okay, so what do you know about that certain class of medications? And we're like, we don't know. We didn't learn by class. So I think it kind of annoyed our instructor. Not annoyed, but it was sad. It was sad. Like, she was just looking like, ugh. So she's like, you know what? Today's focus for post-conference is not going to even be like the S-bar and stuff like that. It's going to be medication. So she's like, each of you guys are going to present 2 medications. For me, my patient had hyponatremia, and she was like, okay, what are some of the assessments that you would do for someone with hyponatremia? And I'm like, no, we didn't really cover that much. So like, she made me present that and then 1 medication, but everyone else had to do like 2 medications. And like a couple other people had like something else that they had to present and then 1 medication. So, you know, that's what we did for clinical yesterday. So it was a little different than like regular clinical, but I understand, because she was like, some of these are like basic medications and classes that you guys should know and you don't. And it's like, we learned the most random medications that I don't even think we would see ever, you know? So it's not really on us, it's on our pharm professor for like, you know, she's the one who came up with the curriculum. She's the one who picked certain medications and tested us on certain medications. So, you know, it's not really our fault for not really knowing, because we didn't get taught that. So yeah, so that's what we did yesterday. And yeah, so I was telling you guys that today we were supposed to have maternity clinical. Well, our clinical instructor for maternity, so I thought originally that it would be like, you know, today was supposed to be the first day of maternity clinical, and then we would do like the 410s and then be done. Well, she decided to make our first day of maternity clinical on April 17th. So basically, I was off today. So, I mean, it allowed me to have more time to actually have a life on a weekend, because it's been a while since I had one of those. But, you know, I kind of just want to get it over with, because since we're starting on the 17th, we're going all the way till May 8th, which is like finals week. And usually we're done with clinicals before finals week. So that was a little annoying, but what can you do? Like, you know, that's what she wants. So just got to roll with it, as with most things in this in this program. Just got to roll with it. Yeah, so that is about it for my update. Monday, like I said in my last video for this vlog, I have my OB simulation. I'll probably give you guys an update next week. Next week is going to be such a nice week, because we have Thursday off for no particular reason. Well, our professor is giving us off just because it's like, you know, Easter weekend. So she's like, you know what, we won't have class on Thursday. So I'm off Thursday, Friday no clinical, Saturday off, and then Sunday off. So, and then we get our usual Mondays off. So I'll have a nice 5-day break next week, which is going to be our last break until we graduate. So I'm going to make sure I enjoy that break to the fullest. But I will give you guys a little quick update vlog next week and let you guys know how OB simulation goes. And then also our first exam for OB. Last week we had our quiz, and next week we're having our first exam. So I'll let you guys know all that and how that goes. So yeah, that is it for my video. If you like it, as usual, please give it a like, comment, and subscribe. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.